Throughout history, explorers, adventurers, and ordinary people alike have been fascinated by the most extreme places on Earth. Some dream of braving them, testing courage and resilience against nature's most formidable forces. But what does it really take to survive in the 5 deadliest places on our planet? Join us on a journey through these unforgiving landscapes as we unveil the secrets to endurance and survival in the world's most perilous environments. Our journey begins in the heart of northern Africa, in the vast, merciless Sahara Desert. Stretching over 3.6 million square miles, the Sahara is not only the largest hot desert on Earth, it's also one of the deadliest. Daytime temperatures soar to an unforgiving 122 degrees Fahrenheit, while at night, heat dissipates rapidly, plunging temperatures below freezing. Sandstorms whip through the endless dunes, obscuring vision and burying unsuspecting travelers. The relentless sun, bone-dry air, and near-total absence of water make dehydration the greatest threat. Here, survival hinges on resourcefulness and preparation. Travelers must ration their water with care, seek out shade during the day, and move primarily at dawn or dusk, when the sun's rays are weakest. Clothing is loose and light, protecting skin from burns while allowing sweat to evaporate. Nature offers its own guidance. The nomadic Tuareg people, inhabitants of the Sahara for centuries, shield themselves with blue veils and robes, mastering the art of staying cool and conserving precious fluids. Anyone who survives the Sahara must respect the desert's power and heed the wisdom of its ancient caretakers. From the baking sands of the Sahara, we journey to the frigid silence of Antarctica, the coldest, windiest, and most isolated continent on Earth. Encased in a perpetual sheath of ice and snow, Antarctica records temperatures as low as -128 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds gust at over 200 miles per hour, creating whiteout conditions in which the world disappears, leaving only swirling snow and biting cold. Despite its inhospitable climate, it teems with life suited to the extremes: emperor penguins, seals, and hardy lichens clinging to bare rock. For humans, every moment here demands vigilance. The winter sun vanishes for months, and the endless ice offers few landmarks to navigate by. Frostbite and hypothermia can set in within minutes if any skin is exposed. Survival means relying on layers of insulated clothing, meticulously planned food rations, and heated shelters. But above all, it means respecting the environment. Those who thrive in Antarctica are disciplined, methodical, and resilient, knowing that a single careless act could be fatal. Seal hunters of the past, polar explorers, and modern-day scientists have all learned that survival here is an exercise in patience and constant vigilance. From pole to pole, our journey now plunges into the dense, brooding heart of the Amazon rainforest. Spanning 9 countries and covering over 2 million square miles, the Amazon is both a celebration of life and a crucible of hazards. Rain falls almost daily, feeding countless rivers and turning the underbrush into a muddy maze. The humid air teems with insects, many of which carry diseases like malaria and yellow fever. Threats lurk everywhere. Venomous snakes slither through damp leaf litter. Jaguars stalk unseen. Bullet ants deliver the most excruciating sting known to man. Yet some of the greatest challenges are less obvious. The dense canopy blocks out the sun, making navigation treacherous. Water, ironically, can be hard to find without contamination. To survive, you must observe and learn, as countless indigenous tribes have over centuries. Knowledge of edible plants, skill in crafting shelter, and respect for the land are paramount. In the Amazon, nothing is ever as it seems. A vine might hide a poisonous caterpillar. A fruit may contain deadly toxins. The key is adaptability, the willingness to listen to those who know its secrets, and the mental fortitude to keep going when every sense is overwhelmed. Leaving the tangled realm of the rainforest, our adventure takes us to one of the most inhospitable stretches of Earth, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. Sometimes called the Gateway to Hell, this surreal landscape is a cauldron of extremes. Temperatures here can exceed 130 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the hottest place on Earth in terms of yearly average. Volcanic geysers spew toxic gases. Sulfur pools bubble with acid. Salt flats extend for miles, blinding in the relentless sunlight. Here, the Earth's crust is so thin that the landscape shudders with geothermal activity, coloring the ground in vivid, otherworldly hues. Water is scarce, and the little that exists is often too saline to drink. The air itself can be a hazard, thick with mineral-laden dust and volatile chemicals. Survival in the Danakil Depression requires a unique set of skills. Locals, like the Afar people, have learned to extract salt from the flats and navigate treacherous terrain with the help of camels. For outsiders, thriving in such an environment means rigorous preparation, careful rationing of supplies, and unwavering caution. Dehydration, heat stroke, and toxic exposure are constant dangers, yet for the attentive, the Danakil's stark beauty and raw power become a lesson in humility before nature. Finally, our odyssey brings us to Death Valley, nestled at the border of California and Nevada. Aptly named, it is the lowest, driest, and hottest national park in the United States. In July 1913, Death Valley recorded a blistering 134 degrees Fahrenheit, the highest air temperature ever measured on Earth. The landscape is forbidding. Jagged salt flats and barren badlands stretch as far as the eye can see, broken only by the occasional cactus or hardy shrub. Water is a rare treasure here, and the air is so dry that sweat evaporates almost instantly, making dehydration an invisible but ever-present threat. Yet Death Valley is also alive, a place where bighorn sheep traverse rocky slopes and the springtime brings ephemeral wildflower blooms. To survive here, travelers must plan meticulously, carrying ample water, wearing protective clothing, and knowing exactly where they are at all times. Cars and technology are not always reliable, and a sudden breakdown can turn a sightseeing trip into a desperate struggle for survival. But with caution, respect, and the wisdom of those who know the desert, it is possible not just to endure, but to marvel at the unyielding beauty of this deadly land. At the heart of each of these lethal locations lies a fundamental truth. The greatest key to survival is respect for nature, for local wisdom, and for one's own limitations. The world's deadliest places demand more than strength or courage. They require humility, preparation, and the refusal to underestimate the environment. Those who survive are not merely the strongest. They are learners, listeners, and adaptive souls who see challenge as opportunity. To journey through these wild places is to glimpse the raw, unfiltered power of our planet, and to recognize the tenacity it takes to persist, to learn, and ultimately to survive.